What's going on, my good people, man? We back. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. What's today's date? October 30th. Shit is flying by. I want to have of the pod, Antoine Bethea. My man D Butt, he's gonna jump in here sooner than later, man. Missed you guys. Missed you guys last week. Boy, we back in effect, man. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about. NBA season done started. College basketball doing some exhibition. Obviously, we had a full slate of NFL football yesterday. Obviously, college football winding down, getting ready for some national football, not national football, but the college football national championship. Getting to be able to decipher who the real teams are there as well. As always, in the comment section, man, y'all show y'all love, put some questions in there so we can interact, talk some stuff. Kansas City lost one yesterday. We can talk about that. My Indianapolis Colts, some of our Indianapolis Colts, they lost one yesterday. San Francisco losing their third one in a row. So I know it's going to be a lot of chit chat about that as well, and Brock Purdy. So again, we got a lot of talk about, and we're gonna jump into it. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Yeah, we talking.
You are now tuned in to the Man to Man podcast. Starring Darius Butler.
They don't wanna see us. Man to man.
And
They don't
Antoine
know how to
Bethea.
beat us. Man to man.
Now we talking.
Man to man.
Presented by FanDuel.
Man to man.
Man to Man.
What's going on, man? We back. I may be. We're gonna get to it. Excuse me. My voice. I'm on my Jadakiss this morning. My voice a little raspy, but yeah, let's jump right into it, man. Yesterday had a really good slate. My wins, losses, man, and against the spread, man. It's been a little shaky this year, man. But we gonna keep fighting, see what we can do, see how we can finish this thing towards the end of the season. Yesterday, man, we're gonna start off with this ugly game. We had the New York Jets at the New York Giants. Ugly game. It was raining out there. Battle of NY. Zach Wilson, man. I don't know how many people would have thought that with Aaron Rodgers, and we're gonna touch on that Aaron Rodgers shit too, because that's crazy. But Zach Wilson has the Jets right now sitting at 4-3. And I don't know how many people would have thought that when Aaron Rodgers got hurt that first game of the year and what it was looking like. But I feel like the way this team is operating right now, it's kind of set for the Jets to continue to do what they've been doing, right? Obviously, the Jets, they have a really good defense. You can always win with a good defense, and they have a great run game. And running back Breece Hall, man, him coming off that ACL from last year, he's coming in, he's doing his thing for real. But the New York Jets sitting at 4-3 right now. New York Giants down to their third quarterback. Obviously, Daniel Jones, he's been out with a neck. Trying to see what that's going to look like as far as the season. Tyrod, he's come in and he's done a solid job, but then he hurts his ribs yesterday. So the Giants, the G-men, Saquon had 36 carries. Obviously, they had to lean on him more, being that Tyrod went out the game. The Giants had a -9 passing yards. I don't know if I ever seen that in my life, a -9 passing yards, but still only lost the game by 3 points. So that just goes to tell you what type of game that was. But again, man, New York Jets sitting at 4-3, and shit, they right there. You got the Miami Dolphins, in that AFC East. You got the Miami Dolphins, got the Jets, you got the New England Patriots, and who am I missing in that AFC East? The who am I missing? The Patriots, the Jets, um, the Dolphins, and the Bills. Exactly, the Bills. So, Jets, man, they sitting in a pretty good place right now. They got to continue to do what they've been doing. They kind of found their formula to win games, to be in games. And if you stick with that, man, shit, they might be on to something. But shout out to Zach Wilson, being able to get it done how he can. Thoughts, man. Thoughts on this New York Giants team, because again, coming into the season, I thought they were actually going to be decent. They paid Daniel Jones that big money. He's injured. Tyrod has been able to come in and hold it down for the most part. And he's actually been, it was some conversation like, should he take over the starting job? Now you're down to your third quarterback. We don't know how serious the injury is to Ty. I feel like the Daniel Jones injury is more serious than what they're kind of alluding to. That neck is nothing to play with. G.I. Joe, you're right. The offensive line play is horrible. I don't care who you are at the quarterback position. If you're back there running for your life, you cannot get your job done, and obviously that's going to affect everything around you. So the Giants, man, they in for maybe a long year. It was talking, it's rough. It's rough over there in New York. But shout out to the Jets. Like I said before, we're going to get to this next game, Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. Jacksonville on the road. And Jacksonville is one of my teams that I feel like I thought coming into this season was going to be good. They started the year off fairly slow. I think they have a good nucleus and a good culture there in Jacksonville. Down in Duval, they're sitting at 6-2 right now, leading the AFC South. You look at Trevor Lawrence, man, 292 yards yesterday. He had 1 touchdown, 1 pick. ETN, 24 carries, 79 yards, 70 receiving yards, 149 total, and 1 touchdown. So again, I just feel like what they have over there on that offensive side of the ball, man, with Trevor Lawrence, with all the weapons they have, I think they are going to be a scary team down the stretch. The defense, they playing some good ball on all 3 levels. Pittsburgh, even though Pittsburgh, they took an L. Kenny Pickett out of the game, hurt ribs. That's going to be tough. Mitch Trubisky was able to come into the game. But again, not having your star quarterback, Trubisky came in and had 2 interceptions. I still feel like Johnson, he doesn't get enough targets. And Pittsburgh 4-3, they're still in a good position, but in that AFC coming down the stretch, it's going to be tough. And even in their division, you got Cincinnati playing really good ball. Baltimore's playing really good ball. Cleveland, they let one slip away yesterday, but sitting at 4-3, it might, Mike London led. Shit, I'm tripping. Led team. I think Pittsburgh is going to be. They're going to be decent. It's going to be decent. They're going to be decent. I said Mike London. Mike Tomlin. Mike London. He's a William & Mary grad as well. But again, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with going down the stretch. I see my man D-Buck is back up in here. We're going to shoot over to this next game. Philly at Washington. Man. This is a good battle. Up in Chocolate City in DC. These matchups, NFC East matchups, are always good, regardless of what the record is. you could throw the records out the window. These teams are always going to play each other tough. That's Philly, Washington, the Giants, and the Cowboys. We are. Damn, I didn't thought my man D-Buck was going to get back in here. Jalen Hurts, 29 for 38, 319 yards, 4 tugs. A.J. Brown had a game, and he hit the history books. 6 games, 6 consecutive games with over 100 plus, 125 yards, I want to say it was. He had 8 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. A big win for them. Jalen Hurts, he's dealing with a knee. Hopefully, it say he was an hour after the game getting some treatment on his knee. So hopefully that doesn't linger too long. You see, he has that big ass brace on his knee. Shit, I had one of them Don George on my knees. That's never a good thing when you have that, especially when you're a mobile quarterback such as Jalen Hurts. Washington Commanders, man, they played tough. Played tough. They had to throw the ball 52 times, but he's been playing really decent ball this year. 39 for 52, almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns and a INT, an interception. Obviously, he has some dogs around him on the outside, 3 and 5. I really don't feel like that. I mean, it is what it is with their record, but I honestly feel like that 3 and 5 record, the Washington Commanders are better than that. But when you throw the ball 52 times, man, I don't care who you are. It's gonna be tough to win. There you go, my guy D Buck, man. Was good.
Guy, what's happening? I had a very interesting morning.
It be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know if we had it is what it is part of the year for you. Definitely there with some of these teams and some of this stuff, but yeah, man. How many games you jumped through? I saw Pittsburgh Jags.
Yeah. This is the third one. We're talking about this Philly and Washington game. A.J. Brown went nuts. He's been going nuts week after week. I know the Tennessee Titans over there scratching their head like, man, why the hell did we let this guy go? And then they went and got, we didn't even talk about that. Went and got a big time safety. To join the mob. So Philly, man, they just been doing their thing. Your thoughts, man, when you watch this game? Washington, they were in it. Like I said, Sam Howell had to throw the ball 52 times. Whenever you throw the ball that much, it's gonna be tough for you to get a dub. But Philly was able to pull this one out.
Yeah, man. For whatever reason, the Commanders, they gonna give Philly everything they got. They gonna give them a run for their money every time. It seems like these teams match up, and they did that again. But Philly found a way, man. They keep finding a way. Jalen Hurts, I think, had a pretty good game. A.J. Brown, as you mentioned, went nuts. I know defensively they definitely want to play better. If you're Philly, Jalen Carter, he injured his back, I believe. And I think they will play better as the season goes on. But first team to 7 wins, I believe, the Philadelphia Eagles are. So just finding ways to win, still not playing their best football yet. But at this point in the year, at any point in the year, we know it's tough to get a win in the NFL. So they got one. Like you mentioned earlier, Sam Howell, whatever it is, when he sees that Philly green or black or white on the other side, he's gonna play some good ball. But 52 pass attempts is not the recipe for them to keep winning games. But it is what it is. At that point, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Los Angeles Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. First off, are you pushing the panic button with the Rams?
Not panic, but you know what? Because I didn't have high expectations for them coming into this year. I think they surprised. I know they surprised me with how they were playing this year. I didn't expect them to get blasted like they did in this game. They fought, they put some fight up, but this one was ugly from the jump. Shout out Dak Prescott. We give him shit when he don't show up, when he don't do his thing. So this back-to-back weeks now, he's played good football. Who that defense is with Dak and that offense. CD Lamb, they played some good ball, put up a lot of points against a solid Rams team. I'm not going to hit the panic button on the Rams team just yet because who knows what's going on over in that NFC West. Seattle looks good. 49ers, 3 L's in a row.
We're gonna talk about
You
that.
know what I mean? Cardinals is ugly. So I ain't gonna hit the panic button on them just yet. But a Stafford he does have an injured thumb on that right hand, so that's not good.
Yeah, but to your point, man, Dallas, man, they playing some really good ball right now. Dak Prescott only 6 incompletions, man. So like you said, we give him a lot of shit when he's not playing well. So we definitely gotta, salute him, man. Tip your hat to Dak and Bland, man, the young boy coming in. Again, when the opportunity presents itself, man, you got to be ready when your name and when your number is called. Every game since he's been in there, man, he showed up on film, man, and he's out there showing the folks like, I'm not gonna be the reason why this defense, if this defense goes down, I'm gonna be that person. So again, man, Bland, young boy, he's doing his thing out there.
Hey, man, three pick sixes already this season. I think he had at least one last year. But last year got 4 picks as a rookie. So showed that he was a playmaker. He's gonna find that ball, and then this year just showing that it's really not a fluke.
Right.
2 picks in that Patriots game, 1 pick six, I believe, but 3 pick sixes in a season. I think I saw somewhere 4 is a record. But shout out to DB, man. Deron Bland, young boy, is making a name for himself in the right city, in the right uniform to be doing it too. So I love to see it.
Nah, that's a good problem to have. You know what I mean? Because obviously you got Diggs that's injured.
Yep.
Just say he just went in and had his surgery not too long ago. You got the OG on the other side, but to have a young guy, like you said, back-to-back years, just showing and proving like, look, I'm the real deal. And like you say, 3 pick sixes. Shit, how many you had in your career?
4.
That's good. I had 1. Yeah. I had 1, but to have 3 in this is that's
they hard to come by. But 3, man, he and it's some out routes. A lot of times them pick sixes come from them out routes. I want to at least two of mine are from being late to that flat. Quarterbacks can be late to that flat in this league because DBs they're gonna make you pay. And if they got a clear green grass in front of them, a lot of times they're gonna crib that thing. So shout out to Bland, man.
For sure.
5-2. Cowboys sitting at 5-2, man.
They sitting pretty right now. You looking at in that division, shit. That shit, they stinking it up over there anyway. So they looking pretty good. Minnesota at Green Bay. I had Green Bay coming into this one, man. This is a tough.
Why'd you go to Green Bay? Because I saw your picks. I went back and forth for a second. Then I'm like, nah, Vikings coming off a big win, just beat the Niners prime time. They look good without Jay Chubb. They're gonna be like quarterbacks easily Minnesota right now. And I thought when I looked at yours, it was mine. I'm like, yo, I was tripping. I gotta ask you, what made you pick Green Bay in this one?
So for sure, Minnesota. When you talk about the quarterback, yeah, for sure, that's no question. But outside of that, I mean, they had a good win against San Fran, but I still don't trust the Minnesota Vikings. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, Green Bay at home, they might be able to, get a good win, divisional win. A divisional game.
Yeah,
you're always gonna be up for that. And shit, they were just one of them ones. How you say, oh no, I'm gonna get this one. But
this is a close. I think this was like a 1.5 point.
Yeah, it was a pick 'em.
Yeah,
it was kind of a pick 'em. So I took an L on this one, man. Unfortunately, in this game though, Kirk Cousins, man, playing some really, really good ball. Towards Achilles, man. That's gonna be a tough loss for this Minnesota Viking team. Sitting at 500, really could control like their destiny in this division. But it's gonna be tough, man. How you think Minnesota gonna be able to rebound off of this injury?
Man, that's devastating, man. That's devastating. Kirk Cousins is playing some good football.
Facts.
He's playing some good football this year. And Addison, Osborne, the guys were just at Hawkinson. Madison was having the O-line was playing better. Defense, I feel like was kind of finally figuring out that that Brian Flores system. So to have this type of injury this time is 4-4, halfway point, it sucks, man. Will they make a trade? Will they go out and get Tannehill after what Will Levis did yesterday in that Tennessee jersey? At least they have this week to make some calls and hopefully get somebody that plays some meaningful football in that jersey. But if not, I don't have too many high hopes for them. Supplanting that quarterback. That's tough, man. That's tough for them. I hate to see it for Kirk Cousins. I believe on a contract year like he kind of always is.
Yeah.
And then like you said, they were in a position where you feel like they could have got hot and control their own destiny. So hate to see it for the Vikings, but definitely worried about them going forward without Kirk at the helm. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough, man. I think you definitely gonna have to make a move at that quarterback position. Obviously you still got Detroit here in this division, but for you to be able to really make a run, and we always say, the first line of business is to win your division.
Yeah.
To get into them all. So I feel like you say, you're gonna have to make a move. But I think it's gonna be tough without Kirk, as you mentioned.
Yeah, for sure.
As you mentioned, man, and
Packers though.
Say it again.
Says ugly for them Packers, man. Jordan Love, it don't look good right now. Running game, defenses.
I don't know what's up with Green Bay, like the running game with Dillon and Jones, man, like that shit. Past years, I not having A-Rod there is a huge difference. As a defense, you're gonna make sure, you can make Jordan Love beat you. So you're gonna stack that box or whatever you got to do, stop that run game and make him beat you. So I do get why it's tougher and that run game doesn't look the same, but still with Aaron Jones and Dillon, man, you would think that it would look way better than what it is now.
Yeah, and then Aaron Jones, not being fully healthy yet, fully himself. I feel like the receivers kind of letting him down a little bit yesterday with some drops. But Jordan Love, a fair share of the blame is on him too. Matt LaFleur, just a lot of issues right now. And like you said, it is a big shift when a guy like Aaron Rodgers leaves the team. A lot of people look at say, oh, you got a talented guy behind him. But it's a lot of other things that go into, having a quarterback like that. And they, last couple of years, they hadn't really reached, I guess, their peak or their ceiling with Aaron Rodgers either. So now some of those other issues just become bigger issues. But it don't look good right now in the Packers world. We know that's a great, strong fan base. So they're going to want, that's used to winning too. So it's a lot of pressure out there for quarterbacks, coaches. So they're going to have to get their shit together at some point. But, yeah, it ain't looking good right now for the Packers. First year in the Jordan Love era. So, we know the kid is talented, but you just got to put it together week to week out there in the, in the league.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Mm-hmm. We're going to hit this next game. Atlanta at Tennessee, man. I know Tennessee, Rand Carthon, he been getting a lot of shit. He let probably one of the top safeties.
Yeah.
Go to Philly, KB. But the young boy, Will Levis, came in.
Hey.
And was throwing that thing. He came 19 for 29, 238 yards, and 4 tugs.
Impressive, man. I think the second rookie behind Mariota to throw for 4 TDs in their debut. A lot of people didn't expect it. A lot of people expected a lot of Levis and Willis going back and forth in this game, which I know you probably hate too, but I hate.
Yeah.
As if I'm a player, quarterback, or coach, just pick a quarterback and go out there with him, give him a shot, and let the team kind of rally behind him. And Will Levis, man, you talked about taking advantage of the opportunities, betting on yourself. Obviously, he dropped in the draft. In comparison to where a lot of people thought he was going to go by the time the draft came up. Ended up going, I believe, 33 to the Tennessee Titans and just waiting for his opportunity. Tannehill went down. Willis was the first one they went to, and then they went to Levis, and he just aired that thing out against the Falcons, who, Falcons not a bunch of slouches on that defense either. So for him to go in there and throw the ball like he did, D-Hop, 3 touchdowns. And then he threw a fourth, which I think was probably his best touchdown, falling back like 40-something yards, almost like back foot, rainbow perfect ball. So Levis showed a lot yesterday. Obviously, he's gonna have to stack him up, week after week after week, but he looked good. He looked good. And this Tennessee Titan, them jerseys, man. Them jerseys so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But
big thing for Will Levis now that sure he's out there, got some film on him. If the Titans decide to stick with him and stay with him, now
what would you do?
I'm going with a high hand. I mean, as of right now, I'm gonna go with the high hand. He came in, like you say, he balled full tugs, man. And then I don't know what the talk is or why with Derrick Henry. Shit, he's still a weapon in the backfield. So you see, he had 101 yards. So to be able to have Will Levis and shit, you don't got nothing to lose in my eyes. And you got D Hop. Shit, go with the high hand.
Yeah,
go with the high hand. But like what I was just about to say, you got high film on Will Levis now, so opposing teams can be able to scheme up some things, whatever they see on film. But that's a hell of a way to come out and start your NFL career, man.
Yeah, man. On the flip side, on that other sideline, Atlanta Falcons. That's a team I had coming into this game because of the question marks at quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, and I just expected the Falcons to come out and play better. But Desmond Ridder, he got banged up, but he was essentially pulled for Taylor Heineke at the quarterback position. I know he had a few turnovers last week against the Bucs. They ended up winning that game, but they felt they should have won it by a more comfortable margin. But he gets pulled. They go to Taylor Heineke. And then I think Arthur Smith said, it wasn't necessarily performance. They were more so just kind of played on the safe side. Then he got evaluated for a concussion. But what's your thoughts with the Falcons? They sitting at 4-4 now. And, by the looks of things, some question marks at quarterback. What's your outlook on them going forward?
Man, they sitting at 500. It could be way worse. Yep. But as like any team, man, like we always talk about it, you got to have a person, you got to have a player at that quarterback position. You know what I mean? And you got to have a guy that, I'm not a fan of somebody like coming in and managing the game, because at that position, at some point during the season, you're gonna have to go out there and win a game.
Yeah,
we've seen Heineke do some good things when given the opportunity, man. I just think with this team, with the weapons that they do have, and that could be scheme wise or play calling wise, I'm not sure. We talked about Pitts not really getting the ball or whatever the case may be, but I just think that Heineke might be able to give them a better chance right now. Yeah. That was just my opinion. If I had to make a decision, I probably would go with Heineke. But again, Atlanta, they sitting at 500. They still have a lot of ball in front of them. So I think they can make a push.
Yeah, for sure. And that nobody's necessarily ran away with that division. I know they got a big win over our Colts yesterday. Panthers just got their first win of the season. And then what's the fourth team? Bucks, and they've been going the opposite direction since their bye week. So yeah, and as you know, some of the listeners know at this point, we always talk about quarter points in the season, and I know it's 17 games now as opposed to 16. But after the first 4, all right, where we at? Okay, now we at 8 weeks now. Now you really start to see things. Okay, are we going forward with this guy as a future? Are we going to use this guy to be the bridge? And then so now all these decisions are kind of going to get made at a bunch of different positions.
Yeah.
But most noticeably at the quarterback position. So we'll definitely keep an eye on Atlanta and see what head coach Artie Smith does at that quarterback position. See if he stick with Ridder, who obviously has, I think, more upside than Taylor Heineke. We know who Heineke is in this league. But at the same time, first things first, taking care of the football.
Yeah,
you're going to have to take care of the football to give your team a chance to win. So we'll see what's going on with that Falcons team. But Titans sitting at 3-4, Falcons at 4-4. Pretty much, 8 games under their belt at the halfway mark.
One of your old mobs playing against one of your mobs, New England at Miami. Miami was able to get the job done, 31-17, man. I feel like Miami, man, they clicking, man. Jalen Ramsey back. on the field, man, and he got back into doing his old things, man.
Yep.
Came in, got him a pick. Tyreek Hill, man, just on pace, man, for almost what how many 2,000
On pace, yeah.
on pace right now for 2K plus, man. Waddle, Tua, like they look good right now. I ain't gonna front. Miami Dolphins look good right now. Spoiler alert, I got them number one on my power rankings this week, man. And then your Patriots, man. Your Patriots is your Patriots, man. It's not looking good for them, man. What was your thoughts, man, on everything?
So I couldn't even send my power rankings in. I'm gonna have to do my power rankings live, but
Yeah, I
they
like that.
they up there. They up there. I can't tell you if they won yet, but they up there. But this is what you want to see at this point in the season, because as you look around the league, as different teams start figuring out what works for them, the Patriots being one of them. You know, they had a big win over the Bills. You thought coming in, especially how this game started, had a big pick early on the third long against Tua. You're like, oh shit, you know, they might have his number. But the Dolphins, you know, they just are who the Dolphins have been all year long. Finding the ways to run the ball, to be effective in the red area, take care of the ball, get explosive plays. So I love what I see right now from Miami, and I only expect them to get better. Bringing a guy like Jalen Ramsey back, and you know this. Not only he's one of those players that not only he's going to do what he does physically and just be that guy, but he just has more of it. He's going to make his presence felt for that defense, for that team, and those guys kind of rise all tides. So once Xavier Howard gets back to full speed, the guys up front, Wilkinson balling, we got guys, man. Defensively, offensively, we know who they are. Just a high-powered offense. So to win this game by 2 touchdowns at this point in the season against a divisional opponent, second time playing Bill B. This is an impressive win to me. I know the Patriots are, 2-6, but they're not a team you can just sleepwalk on at this point in the year. So impressive win. I liked it. And I think clicking right now, going in the right direction at this point in the season where they need to be, because this is when teams start to separate themselves. And I think Dolphins, I know the Dolphins are a scary opponent week in and week out, sitting at 6-2 right now at pretty much the halfway mark. And then the Patriots, 2-6. That's ugly. That don't even look right under the Patriots logo. But it is what it is.
It is facts.
It is what it is right now. So we shall see how that thing gonna go up there in New England.
Yeah. To piggyback on what you said, as far as like with Miami and Jalen Ramsey, right? You just think about Vic Fangio, excuse me, and just his style of defense, right? So just being able to have 2 guys on the outside, but then even the safety play is really good for Miami. So being able, so now as a defensive coordinator, it allows you to do so much with your front. You know what I mean? You can just play coverage. You don't got to send a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? So that plays in the hands of the Miami Dolphins. So again, once they get healthy, get X back, and then on the offensive side, we continuously talk about it. Just so much speed on the offensive side of the ball. So as long as they can stay healthy, man, keep everybody upright and on the field, man, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary coming down the stretch, November, December.
Definitely, man. The job that Mike McDaniel and 2 of them guys on the offense with that banged up offensive line right now. We missing Teron Armstead. We're missing Connor Williams. Even Isaiah Wynn, he was in there at guard. He got hurt, I think, last week. So being down, though, that many linemen, a lot of people just think, you can just put another offensive lineman in there and just figure like that. That's tough, especially with the, the type of offense they run, because they were top of the league and rushing the ball as well. Not only throwing the ball, but rushing the ball as well. So Mike McDaniel doing a hell of a job right now in Miami. Still in week 8, going into week 9, I feel like as a Dolphin, I'm still looking for that signature win over another like good opponent. This week, I feel like was a lot of good tests with good football teams. We saw the 49ers Bengals game. What was the other? What were the 49ers Bengals? Another good team. But we had some good matchups this week where you can really measure yourself. Dolphins, I still feel like when we play one of these big opponents, we got the Chiefs coming up.
Yeah.
in Germany. This is another one of those games where, hey, we gotta. Let's go. But good win though. Good win
Yeah.
in the division.
This was a tough one, man. New Orleans came into Lucas Oil, man, 38-27. Tough loss, man. I think
Yeah.
this was a game we definitely could have won.
We
I don't know.
suspect on the edges right now, man. Outside corner, like that's
Yeah,
that,
and and then the pass rush, is not really getting there. So
yeah.
typically, that could help with the coverage. Obviously, we always talk about the rush and the coverage. They blend
Mhm.
together. But as you mentioned, man, outside, man, it's tough, and it's in this league you can't hide it.
No, not there.
you can't hide it. So that's tough, man. Franklin, man, he's been doing what he's doing. He's all over the field, but it's a tough loss for us, man. New Orleans that came in, did what they were supposed to do, put the points up on the board.
Yeah, so this back-to-back weeks now, is it 38 or 39 we've given up? 'Cause I know we lost by 1 against the Browns. I wanna say it was either 37-38 or
Mhm. He
39-38,
was
something
up
like
there.
that. But yeah, back-to-back weeks, you give it up 35 plus points at home, as a defense, that's not a good look. Z, like you said, Zaire, he gonna do his thing. I think still leading the league in tackles right now. He got banged up, tweaked his knee, came back, kind of fought through it. But 3-5 right now. I feel like we've been in pretty much every game. We're playing with Minshew, so Shane Steichen is giving us a chance. I feel like week in and week out, but the Saints just made more plays than we did. They sitting at 4-4 right now. Made more plays on the road as well. Like I said, at that corner position, they coming into the year, that was a question mark. Like, hey, obviously we lost Gilly. Kenny Moore's been having a really good year on the inside. Got Juju Brent's rookie, been playing out there a lot. But just young guys on the back end, man. So we gotta figure some things out there. Figure some things out with Gus Bradley's defense. But it's tough right now, especially with what Jacksonville's doing right now. Your Jacksonville Jaguars, I know you're a coach through and through, but your Jacksonville Jaguars are looking good. Even Tennessee right now, I think, with a better record with us than us. And they got some things good going on too. But gotta figure it out, man. It's tough right now for the Colts. 3-5 at the halfway mark. Jonathan Taylor, I think only one touch in the second half after having a big half in the first one. And now 12 carries, 95 yards. You just paid him. He's back. Look like he's back full strength. Let's get 2-8. Let's be intentional about getting 2-8 a certain amount of touches in both halves of the game. But tough loss at home. Not hitting the panic button yet, though. I think we got to compete.
What do you do though? Like you said, I feel like you put up 27 points, you put yourself in a situation where you could win the game. 2 weeks in a row, like you said, 30 plus points up on the defense. It's tough on the outside. Like what's the answer?
Oh,
and again, like it might not be an immediate answer, but you got a game coming up. You know what I'm saying? So like something's gonna have to give. The film is the film. Teams are watching the film.
Yeah.
And they see where the past teams have had success. And it's a copycat league. Okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here, we're gonna attack this place, we're gonna attack this part of the defense. Like at the DC, like what is it that you can do?
Like you said, you can't hide out there. That you can't hide out there on the edges, and I feel like defensive coaches on the opposite sideline are going to attack that more for whatever reason. I feel like once we know, hey, we got a bleeder or we got a weak link on the outside edges, as defensive guys, we know, how big that is. So we're gonna go there until you fix it. But I think it always starts up front, and it's just gonna be more on those guys up front, unfortunately. Like, hey, we gotta, obviously Gus Bradley kind of plays a softer style of defense, kind of bend but don't break. But we're gonna have to just have some splash plays. Shaquille Leonard, 5'3". I don't feel like he's, fully himself yet, but that's a guy who, he was a walking turnover pretty much every Sunday that we depended on. We're gonna need that out of him, out of Kenny, out of Defoe, like those big time names. As BA used to call them the 5-star players,
Yeah.
gonna have to, elevate everyone else because yeah, you give up 38 points back-to-back weeks. You got to figure something out. That's too many points in this league because, to your point, you score 27 as an offense. As defensive players, we feel like, hey, you
got
score
a chance.
27 at home. We got to hold it down. We got to figure out a way to keep points off the board, and we haven't been doing that as of right now. So, they practice, they work hard. So, hopefully, they putting in the work to figure it out, man.
Yeah. Man, come on, Coach.
Come on, Coach.
Houston at Carolina.
Surprise me.
Houston at Carolina. I think we both, excuse me, had Houston winning this one. But Carolina, man, young fella, be young, got his first win. First win at the crib. I think that was, I was happy for him, to be able to, get his first win under his belt. They sitting at 1-6, man. 22 for 31 for B Young, 235 yards. It really, not much to say. But I didn't see much of this game. I don't know if you watched a lot of this game as far as just B Young's performance, CJ Stroud performance, or any thoughts you got on this one right here.
Nah, only caught red zone action of this one. Some Scott Hansen tuning in here and out. You saw it was obviously a close game back and forth. CJ Stroud looked like he didn't do much in the air, but getting a win, getting that first one and getting that stank off you, starting off the season with six losses in a row. That's tough. Everything starts to get tougher in the building. Days get longer. You frustrated going home, like injuries hurt worse. When you get that first win of the season, that's big, especially as a rookie. Thomas Brown, it's his first win as a play caller. New offensive coordinator down there calling plays now, Frank Wright. Got his first win as a Panthers head coach. So this big for those guys down there. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, we don't think they'll be in it, later on, but this is a big win for those guys in that locker room. And a disappointing loss, I'm sure, for the Houston Texans. I know they, you don't underestimate anyone, but I know they went into this game, feeling like they should have left that stadium with the win, and they did.
Yeah.
They only scored 13 points. So disappointing outing for the Texans. We both picked them. They took the L, but shout out to those guys down in Carolina getting that first dub, man. We know this week will be a lot better than the last few have been.
Boy, everybody in the building, they lifting weights right now. They laughing. They joking, feeling good. Coach is not walking by you, not saying nothing. A little better. So
breakfast was a little better this morning.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? So getting that first win, man, it definitely feels good. Cleveland at Seattle. I think we both had Cleveland in this one as well.
Yeah.
Seattle being able to, well, first off, Cleveland, man. Cleveland been playing some really some strong ball, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They've been, putting up some really, really amazing numbers. Seattle, they've been kind of quiet though. They've been quiet,
but winning though.
Yeah, winning. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've been quiet, but they've been winning. They sitting at 5-2. I thought this was going to be a good matchup, which it ended up being.
Yep.
Walker, man, it was kind of tough outing for him. Less than 50%.
Yeah.
Completion. One touchdown, two INTs. Thoughts on this one?
Two good secondaries, two good defenses. And I enjoyed this one. This was a close game. You thought could go either way. This was another game, another matchup I was thinking about as far as two good football
teams.
Even though, PJ Walker, not a slated start in this league, he's going to give you a chance. I think he had 2 wins in a row, one against the Niners and then obviously against our Colts, playing most of that game. But, Seattle, you just found a way to win it, man. Jordan Love, Had a big pick late off the Jamal Adams deflection, but the Browns had an opportunity late with probably like I want to say 30-something seconds left, maybe 40-something to just drive down and try to get in the range of at least make it interesting. And just that Seattle defense just wasn't having none of it. I think could have been picked on the first snap, second snap, PBU, third snap, same, and then I think the fourth one interception. So I like when the secondary gets out there and just completely shuts that door and holds it down. But that's what Seattle did. It just came down to one more bend, one more drive better. Jackson Smith and Jigba made a big play, probably the biggest play of his early young career down there. Things hadn't been going great for him early on in this game even, but took a bubble to the crib, had the game sealing, essentially touchdown. But two good football teams, I think. Seattle, like you said, they've been quiet, being up there in that Pacific Northwest, but winning 5-2 right now. I believe sitting on top of that NFC West division now. Yep. So obviously got to keep an eye on Geno Smith and the boys up top. But the Browns, man, obviously, still 4-3. The defense has been great for the majority of the year. Huge $230 million question at quarterback right now, though. What's your opinion on everything going on there, and how do you see it all shaking out? We know it's an injury, so we just making assumptions at this point from the outside looking in. But what's going on there with Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns going forward, sitting at 4-3 right now?
I mean, you said it. It's the quarterback. Like the defense is winning. They're playing like championship style ball.
Yeah.
They have weapons, but the quarterback play is huge. And as you know, being in the locker room, you never want to question somebody's, injury, because you would think that, okay, I know you had the same mindset that I had. Like, okay, we're gonna have some bumps and bruises. If I can go, I'm going to go, as long as I'm not, a question mark, or I'm gonna be a question mark while I'm out there on the field.
Yeah, or liability team.
Yeah, liability out there on the field. So again, I never want to question another's man, whatever. But it's tough because I feel like this team could really put pressure on, because you got the Ravens playing really good ball right now.
Yep.
Cincinnati Bengals had a huge win yesterday.
Yep.
So you don't want to get into a situation where you get too far behind, in your division and losing games that you potentially could win. If Deshaun Watson played in this game, would they have won? I don't know. But that's going to have to, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it before. So it's probably a lot of tug of war right now with the higher ups, the training staff, with Deshaun, with the training staff is probably going to, like, they answering their boss. Well, he can play, but he's feeling like, he
checked all the boxes, like,
you know what I mean? So, but he say he's not feeling comfortable. So, and Deshaun probably like, well, shit, I mean, if I don't feel good, I'm not going out there. So it's a tough situation to be in. I've seen it. I know you've seen it. Maybe not at the quarterback position, but just at different positions where, a player just feels like, I'm not going to go out there and risk myself. And like you said, Cleveland, like, it's 200 M's. Like, I don't, like, if you
30,
you know what I mean? Like, yo, like, I need you out there.
230.
So
thing.
I'm not mad at Deshaun for going about it the way he's going about it, where, he got to protect himself. Nobody's gonna protect me better than I'm gonna protect myself.
Correct.
So I fully understand that. On the business side, I get it. 230 M's. Hey, bro, give me some. Like, so it's one of them tough situations.
Yeah, man. And I don't think the medical, I wouldn't necessarily say the medical staff, but the head coach, I don't think, they did him any favors by putting it out there that he was, medically cleared. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because once that gets out there, especially like, football people, old school football people, if you've been covering the game for a while, quarterbacks, obviously, the rules, and the game has got a lot softer around them and safer and all these things. But a lot of the quarterbacks, are some of the tougher, not tougher, but they're tough guys too. Like they play through a lot of shit. You out there every snap, you getting landed on, you getting hit, you getting this, you getting that, you playing through a shoulder, an elbow. I think Josh Allen played through an elbow pretty much all year last year. Jalen Hurts, you watching him, he's clearly not 100%. Something's going on with his knee. So at this point in the season, everybody's dealing with something. And nobody got 230 guaranteed. So that's going to be a point of it as well, an aspect of it as well, because this was Lamar Jackson. Like last year when he got hurt late, he was kind of looking at that like, hey, I get it. You ain't got your bag yet. You ain't got that security that you deserve.
Yeah.
Take your you're not 100. We get it. But at this point, you came out there to start. You started the Colts game, took a hit, got the concussion test and all that. But, so – you was good enough to practice and play, and now you just out in the hood. Like it just don't look good. It don't look good, and I hate to once again to assume from the outside looking in. You never really know what the next man is going through injury wise. But if it's a situation where I don't feel right, honestly, being transparent as a teammate, I'm gonna feel some type of way. As a fan, I'm gonna feel some type of way. If I'm Andrew Berry, I'm going to feel some type of way. So, once again, Deshaun Watson got to make the decision that's best for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And then you always got to find that balance of, being a teammate and being a team guy and being there for you guys or whatnot. But that's for him to figure out. But just from the outside looking in, it just don't look right. It just don't look right with me right now. So, and it's
again,
tough.
But again, like you've been in the building too, though, like where guys are like, yo, I don't feel good. And training staff they've cleared my man to play. And looking back on it,
you gotta be cleared, low key trainers. You gotta be close to being.
You could be walking, maybe you could be walking. Or you in the building, or shit. You should be able to play. So again, knowing that, and just knowing that,
yeah.
And if Deshaun is like, yo, I don't feel good, you have to respect that, because again, where. The training staff, they getting pressured. Like, we need him on the field. We need him on the field. So, like, why isn't he playing? And y'all not doing something right. So, they gonna try to.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
Sport right here.
So they gonna do everything that they can do to get Deshaun out there. But then again, like you say, like Deshaun gotta make sure that he feels good. So
for sure.
I wanted to ask you though, talking about this Seattle Seahawks secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you one of these weeks to give me your top 5 secondaries right now.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely do that, especially at this point in the season.
Man,
what? Seattle,
but the way that Julian Love, you got Jamal Adams back.
Yep.
You got Q Diggs, Trey Brown at corner who been balling.
Hey, Trey Brown.
Hey, Trey Brown at the corner that's been
Devon Witherspoon.
Hey, they
Tariq Woolen.
Hey, they got something over there.
And I tweeted this a while ago. Once Jamal Adams got cleared to come back, I said, "Hey, this is the deepest, probably most talented secondary on paper. The Seattle Seahawks on paper coming in. Just those names you just let. Julian Love was. I thought he was going to get a nice free agent back when he hit the market after what he did in New York.
Well, facts.
Jamal Adams, not your typical prototypical safety, but I feel like a weapon, a disruptor on defense. He's going to be good in the box. He's going to be good getting after the quarterback. Made a big play yesterday.
He's good for their system.
Good for their system. Q Diggs, one of the best free safeties in the league, has been for some years now. And you talk about those guys out there, Trey Brown, Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, like they got it all at the cornerback position. Lost I believe Owusu, one of their best pass rushers, number 10 off the edge, which is always impactful to a secondary. But for their system, Bobby Wags back in there. I think that defense should continue to get better as the year goes on. And then that offense, they got some high powered weapons over there. I want to see, a little more production out of DK and Jackson Smith and Jigba as the season goes on. But Tyler Lockett, he gonna show up every week and be who he's supposed to be. But hey, sitting at 5-2 right now. They're in a good spot right now up in Seattle. But yeah, that defense, Browns defense too. I like their secondary as well.
Yeah, but I know we were just I was just thinking about the Legion of Boom and what they had out there. But shoot, this Seattle secondary, man, they got some dogs back there.
Absolutely.
Another huge game yesterday, man. Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Bay. San Francisco, man. It's a lot. It's gonna be a lot of talk. You know,
Whole lot.
and you and y'all had not really a back and forth, but you had said
A
some things
conversation.
about
Yeah.
it's a conversation about Brock Purdy, and Uncle's like, man, he is who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a guy,
Jag.
a jag, right, a jag. And, he was dealing with concussion in the protocol this past week. San Francisco, man, 3 straight losses.
Yep.
Cincinnati Bengals, they started the year off slow, but I feel like now they're starting to get their groove. Shit, Burrow only had 4 incompletions yesterday. First off, I want to ask you, is there any trouble in San Fran? Three straight losses. Any trouble out there?
Yeah, a lot of trouble. Well, yeah, I'll say a lot of trouble. Because now that doubt is seeped into the building. And coming into this year, shoot, how they started off first 4 or 5 weeks, we was looking like, oh yeah, it's gonna have to go through San Fran this year. They back. Brock Purdy's doing his thing. He's looking elite, not just another system guy. He's the quarterback that this system and this head coach has been missing. And if you look at the whole big picture, he's been playing good football, but these last 3 weeks, turned the ball over too much. I would say that Vikings game, it was only a couple plays, after he got concussed this week, had some good plays, made some good plays late, but it was a spurt in that game, a very important part in that game where he had a couple turnovers. Jermaine Pratt made an unbelievable play down in the red area to turn the ball over, to pick it off. And then the interception of Luke Wilson, that was one of those, what are you looking at?
Right.
He just underneath coverage, dropped back, Brock threw it right to him. And then the next play, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase turned that into 6. As you know, sudden change, get in there, take a shot, hit him in the end zone. So that was a big turning point in this game. But yeah, there's a lot of question marks. You heard George Kittle come out and talk after the game like, hey, you got to take care of the football. Can't be turning the football over. And I would like if we get to the point where we're running the football more as well. That's from George Kittle's mouth. So that's who the team is. You run the ball and then you dial it up off play action. But yeah, it's some issues there. Defensively, they're not looking as scary as they once did. Even at the beginning of this year, last year, they just not looking. Vikings had their way with them, running the ball, throwing the ball. Same thing right here with the Cincinnati Bengals. So, yeah, I'm not hitting the panic button there, but it's some issues over there in San Fran. How you feel about your old mob?
Nah, I mean, I agree with you. Shit, anytime you have 3 straight losses, you got to start looking in the mirror and asking yourself, like, what is it? Obviously, taking care of the ball. Obviously, on the offensive side, you're missing Debo, you're missing Trent. Obviously, Debo is a big part of that offense.
Yeah.
But again, no excuse, no explanations. And then, you go up against a good Cincinnati Bengals offense when you mention the defense. Talk about, last week, Coach Wilson, going with the all-out pressure, and they got hit with it. I mean, I'm not necessarily. I mean, I probably would have checked that.
You would have checked that, but I was.
I probably would have checked that. But if you look at the play, if you look at the play, you know what I'm saying. They had a free runner, but
16 seconds, no timeouts. AB.
Nah, I mean it's fact. I mean shit.
Minus what 35 or something like that. That was great. I think he came out and said like he lost track of time or something like that. He said, but
that's rough. That's rough. But San Fran, man, they do have to. They got to look themselves in the mirror. They still have a good team. No doubt about that. Like you said, three weeks in a row that you catch an L. You have to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, like, okay, well, what is it that teams have seen on tape that's beating us? And then you just got to self critique. But You know, in their division, you got Seattle. They playing really good ball.
Yep.
Rams and Cardinals. It is what it is there. But yeah, they got to figure it out
Got
because
to.
their schedule coming up. I'm not sure. I'm a lean on G.I. Joe. He's a day oneer, but he said coming up. I'm not sure if this is
Got a
exactly.
gauntlet coming up.
They got the Jags, the Bucks, Seahawks, Eagles, Seahawks. Like them 5 games right there. No cakewalk.
Nah, I mean, it's the thick of it right now. And you start off with the Niners should be worried. Shouldn't be worried. Like you said, you still have your starting quarterback. You still have a talented roster. Um, you have a good coach. You have good coaches. Steve Wilkes is a good coach. Kyle Shanahan is a good coach. So you still have all the pieces. So, like you said, at this point for the Niners, it's not about anybody else. It's about them. Hey, what do we need to do better? How do we need to attack this game better? How do we lessen our self-inflicted negatives, as Coach Pagano used to call it, the sins. And I think if they do those things, they're going to be in a position to win, any ball game that they're in. But if not, they've shown right now that they're not good enough to overcome those type of things. Nick Bosa is him missing training camp. Obviously he had his contract situation and showed up pretty much week 1. He hasn't been as impactful this year. And I feel like as a defense, they're just kind of, feast or famine right now. If they're not turning the ball over, you got a chance to beat them. And we're not used to seeing that with the San Fran defense. So they got to fix some things. But on the flip side of that, the Bengals hitting their stride at the point. They're the Bengals that we expected coming into this year. That's what they're looking like now. This was one of those statement wins where you go in that locker room after this win. It's like, all right, this is who we are. This is the standard now. So every time the Bengals take the field, this is who we expect them to be. Joe Burrow's healthy now. The defense, we got our playmakers. We got our guys making plays who have stepped up and who are going to be our leaders this year going forward. So I loved what I saw from your mob, the Cincinnati Bengals, and then very disappointed in what I saw from the San Francisco 49ers. But a lot of ball left, and not sure if Brock should have played this week.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like I was actually thinking about that because he didn't get cleared until what? Maybe Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was that, maybe could have sat out a week. You got Sam Darnold backing him up. Coach Shanahan spoke on how he was confident in his play. So I really probably thought that he probably should have sat this one out. But hey, that's water under the bridge. Again, like you said, Cincinnati being able to go on the road against a good team, hostile crowd, put 31 points up and win by 14.
Yeah,
that you can build off of that.
And that's just talking about once again at a lot of positions, but at that quarterback position, once again, back-to-back losses. I'm sure Brock felt like, nah, I gotta be out there. I gotta get it. I gotta find a way to get a win. I feel all right. I'm good. Whatever. Usually that's one of those situations where the team, comes in and say, hey,
gotta protect the player from the player.
You are. And he took a hit. He took a hit late where he hit the back of his head. You saw him grab his helmet, and I think he went right back in there. So I would like to see the players and the teams, doctors, medical staff continue to, take care of the players. Sometimes you got to protect them from themselves. And Brock Purdy, tough guy, I'm sure, want to be out there for his team. So definitely respect that. But I would definitely like to see the 49ers in that situation handle it better. But like you said, it's water under the bridge at this point. And everybody gotta move on.
Yes, sir. Surprising.
Woo!
Surprising. Kansas City at the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos said, man, y'all ain't gonna keep talking about us like this. Shit. Kansas City on the road, man. Russell Wilson and company, man, able to get it done. This was the first time I think they said Patrick Mahomes has lost a divisional game
on the road.
On the road, yeah. Kansas City still sitting at 6-2. Denver Broncos at 3-5. I ain't gonna say a lot of talk. I heard Shannon Sharp and Ocho talking about Travis Kelce going to baseball game on Friday night as a teammate. As a teammate. And this is after the fact, Kansas City, they lose the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's if they would have won, I don't think this would have been a conversation or whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
But we here. It is what it is. As a teammate, would you have a problem with one of your you seeing one of your teammates at a baseball game on a Friday? We know Friday, we out of the building maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Fast Friday.
You know what I'm saying? It's Fast Friday or whatever the case may be. Majority of the team gonna go out Friday night for a dinner or whatever the case may be. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Would you have a problem with this?
I mean, yeah, and a lot of I would have a problem with it, just because it's just not a good look. It's almost kind of like that boat situation with the Giants. It's like, is it wrong? No, he probably got on the jet, probably jetted down to, I think, Texas, be at the game, come back. But like, unless you going down there to watch your brother play, or like your dad coach or your sister compete, as like somebody that like a relative, like you going there, I guess, hey, it's a reason I got to go down here and we got a Friday, I can make it work because of who I am or what I got set up. That's one thing. But in the middle of the season, we going into a divisional game. That's not a good look. I don't think it's a good look, especially being a leader, being a captain on the team. It's just not a good look. And then being that you lose the game, it ain't like, I'm sure Travis Kelce was still, same Travis Kelce is week in, week out. He's a pro. He gonna show up. He gonna be ready. But yeah, it's just not a good look, in my opinion. Just things that can happen. Just things that can happen on that. It's just not a good look. I would definitely feel some type of way. As every man got to make their own decisions, though. He a grown man, and so I don't think I would step to him, but you definitely, I would feel some type of way if I was a teammate. What about you?
I'm trying to think. I'm actually trying to put myself in that.
That'd be like you here, and then you jet out to New York real quick to catch a fight on a Friday night.
So that's what I'm trying to see, right? Where, because I'm trying to keep it a buck, where I already know we in Indy on Friday night. We might have would have stepped into six for a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's different.
And if one of our key players, if Freeney or Rob or somebody was like, yo, I'm about to just take this quick PJ to like I think they say it was like an hour and a half flight, quick PJ to catch this basketball game or whatever the case may be. Come back Saturday, you on time for your meeting, you on time for walkthrough.
But see, this is the thing though. This is the other part of it too.
I'm listening.
It ain't like, you going and do something where, y'all just go do y'all thing and then y'all back on Saturday. It's like you going somewhere, Travis Kelce at, game one of the world. It ain't like that's everybody gonna know you there. It's gonna be a thing. And it's kind of like people gonna be looking like, damn, Travis Kelce ain't no bye week. Like he plays, Sunday. So that's another part of it too. It's like me, you, and a couple, we could probably jet off somewhere and be, in the cut, do something, get back. So it's that element too, where as players, especially as older players, you don't want to be a distraction. So whether that's a real thing or a fake thing, you don't want to be a distraction or talk, or even something that we talking about on Monday after the game, saying, hey, how you feel about the Travis Kelce? That's just
yeah.
That's my 2 cents on that. That's just me being transparent.
No, I mean, I get it. I mean, I feel like I could feel like now if it was like I feel like if it was a situation where like, damn, like he went to the game, he was late on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's different. That's different.
I mean, I get it, but I mean, shit, he went to the game, he got back. I mean, shit was cool. Like if we would have won the game, I don't think we would be talking about it. But I mean, it is what it is. But not to take the shine from for Denver, man. They wasn't 12 for 19, 3 tubs.
He didn't have to do shit. He just had to not mess this one up. I mean, it was a few times where I looked up and he was starting to drive on the +20, the +35, the plus. So like that's complimentary football.
Yeah.
That's this defense that have been drugged through the mud for rightfully so. You gave up 70. Different team. I think Justin Fields had this kind of coming out party against the defense, missing Kareem Jackson, one of your leaders back there who, 14-year vet, he's suspended for a couple games. Half the league calling for Vance Joseph's job as a defensive coordinator, and you come out against the best quarterback on the planet and just have him in absolute hell. So my hat's off to this defense coming out, putting that effort forward. 3-5 right now sitting. I feel like it could have been a lot worse. With this team at the halfway mark. The big win against the divisional opponent, nobody gave you a chance. I think 16 times in a row they lost to the Chiefs. The last quarterback to beat them was Peyton Manning in the Broncos jersey. So to your point, man, not to take away anything from this Denver Broncos defense, they were just on point, all afternoon long and put their team in a great position to win this game. So shout out to Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, Justin Simmons, got another pick, Mr. Consistent, and the team getting a big win at home.
Huge win.
Huge win.
Patrick Mahomes, he ain't had that flu game like MJ.
Nah, he ain't have it. Sutton had a hell of a catch this game too, Courtland Sutton.
I still got a myth on that damn MJ flu game. I know he great, but
MJ was fried.
We ain't had no flu playing like that. I done had the flu. I done played through some shit. One thing man, hell nah.
Yeah, both fried.
That's another topic, man. Baltimore at Arizona, man. Baltimore playing really good ball, man. Lamar Jackson playing really, really well. Shoot, man, 31-24. Win the game that you're supposed to win.
Yep.
Arizona, Josh Dobbs at the lead, made it tough, made it competitive. Made it tough, made it competitive, towards the end, a couple onside kicks or whatever the case may be. Shit.
Yeah, went like
Baltimore, man. Baltimore, they doing what they need to do.
Like you said, man, win the games you're supposed to win. I feel like, we saw some things happen late. Cardinals got the backdoor cover. I know they pissed off a lot of bettors. Like you said, made it closer at the end. I felt like for the most part, this game was pretty much in hand for the Ravens. Ravens playing some good football, man, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
It was my Super Bowl pick coming into the season. Lamar Jackson was my MVP pick coming into the season.
Playing good right now. Dude.
Yeah, I still feel good about both of those picks right now. Tua, I think is number one in that MVP race for sure. But Lamar Jackson been playing some good football.
Yeah,
all year long. Not gaudy stats this weekend, but a good football, good solid football game from him in the Baltimore Ravens. But they stack another win. They're at 6-2 right now. Another loss for the Cardinals. Been playing a lot of teams tough, but 1-7 right now. Kyler Murray was doubtful coming into this game. He was a full participant, I believe, this week in practice. So I would assume going into week 9, second half of the season, that Kyler Murray will be back starting for the Arizona Cardinals. Interesting. How would you handle that situation going forward? Now, sitting at 1-7, but you have your franchise quarterback, assuming that he's ready to go. How would you handle that? Would you move on from him? Think about drafting in the future? Would you draft him and let him kind of start to take this team as a rookie head coach like Jonathan Gannon is?
I don't ever think it's a one right answer. I think a couple scenarios could play true. As a rookie head coach, shit, I want to get my best players out on the field so I could have a better record. You know what I mean? And obviously that would be, having Kyler Murray out there on the field. Another scenario is like, man, we 1-7. Like, why risk? Why risk? Him getting out there and something happened. Knock on wood. You know what I mean? We 1-7. It's a hell of a long shot that we make the playoffs. And then again, it's another scenario where it's like, okay, we put him out there and see if it's a time for us to move on. So I just think I don't think it's one right answer. I think it's some different scenarios where, as a organization, you sit down with your coaching staff, and say, "Hey, look, like, what is it? Well, what does our future look like? Like, what are we trying to do? Well, what direction are we trying to go into?" So, shit, if you feel like as an organization we can move on for him, shit, try to see if we can trade him, get some pieces for him, or whatever the case may be. But I don't think it's one right answer. If it was me sitting at 1-7, I'm a slow player. Like, bro, like, you ain't got to rush back and get back on the field, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
I think, yeah, I would assume he's healthy. As long as he's fully healthy, I'm putting him out there. As a rookie head coach, I'm sure a lot of Jonathan Gannon taking this job was probably Kyler Murray being the quarterback. And I know he's taking a lot of shit for some things off the field and intangibles and things like that. But you look at his physical abilities and what he's been able to do on this level, what he's been able to show already. He's shown that he could be a franchise quarterback. Now he's showing he take a team to the Super Bowl and do these type of things and a bunch of playoff wins. No, not yet, but shit, that goes for probably 27 of the quarterbacks starting in the league right now. So I'm gonna put him out there, like you said. No need to rush him, but once he's fully ready to go mentally and physically, post major knee surgery, I'm putting him out there. I want to put him out there. I want to see him lead. I want to see him. He's talked about having a fresh, mindset and everything with this new regime. So I want to put him out there and lead the guys and see him play some good football, man. But yeah, Cardinals right now sitting at 1-7, has been more competitive than I think a lot of people thought they would be this year, but it hasn't been wins. So 1-7 right now, it's about winning and losing in this league. So made it somewhat competitive against a very good Baltimore Ravens team. So yeah, I'll put them in going forward, but feel good about these Ravens going forward. I feel like they are they'll be up high in the top 5 for sure.
I just made an executive decision in my mind right now, but we'll see that shortly. Chicago Bears at another one of D-Bus seen charges. One of my guys, one of my homeboys from the crib talking about, man, we're gonna shock the world tonight. I'm like, shit me. Yeah, all right. Chargers, man.
Tyler.
Huh?
Yeah, a quarterback, Tyler was Bayesian.
Yeah, he
shocked the world.
Yeah, 30-13, big win by the Chargers, man. Badgett, 2 picks. Your guy Herbert had a solid game.
Oh,
yeah. Eckler does what he does when he gets the ball in his hands, man. Chargers 3-4. 3-4. I still feel like with the talent that they have on paper, their record should be way better than this. That's the conversation that we can have.
That's fair.
With your coaches, and just some play, but they were able to get the win again, beat the team that you're supposed to beat, and then the other games. So hopefully you should go 500. Yeah. Any thoughts on your Chargers, man?
No, one again. They were supposed to win, like you said. It's good to see Herbert taking care of the ball, doing some things, but they did what they were supposed to do. Good to see Eckler looking like his old self, but did what they were supposed to do. Game overall, I guess, kind of a snooze fest.
That shit was boring.
Yeah, boring game. But hey, you get the win. You beat the team you're supposed to win. Go to 3-4. Once again, not where you want to be, but could be worse. They're 3-4. Bears sitting at 2-6. Hopefully getting Justin Fields back sooner than later. But good win for the Chargers.
No, that's a fact. Hey, that shit was boring though. Monday Night Football, man. We got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Detroit Lions. Detroit favored by 7.5. Over under 46.5. I definitely have Detroit. 7.5. I might go with the Raiders against the spread. But I definitely have Detroit. The money line, I think Detroit, just a better team. Say the Raiders had a team meeting everything was open. You know, when you like play scheme, coaches, whatever. I'm like, shit. I wish the coaches would have gave me that gun sometime.
Man, that ain't a good sign. You
At
got
all.
when you go to the week, what's this, week 8, you going into your week game and you having not only a players only meeting, but a players and coaches and everybody just kind of air it out. Um, I mean, we'll see. You're gonna go one way or the other, but not a good sign in my book. I hate this line overall. I don't care who the game is, what the matchup is. I hate a 7.5 point spread. But I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna take the Lions to win. I'm gonna take the Lions to cover tonight. They had won, their 4 wins that they had in a row. They had won all those games by 14 plus points, and then they got their ass whooped by the Ravens. So I think tough team at home. I think they bounce back and they get a convincing win against the Las Vegas Raiders. Devontae Adams, he's been speaking out. I'm sure he'll be targeted a bunch in this game. Jimmy G's back in the lineup. But I think the Lions handle business at home and get a convincing win to get back to their winning ways on Monday Night Football.
All right, we will see, man. And we're gonna jump into these power rankings, and then I just made a executive decision.
Hey, can you have that FanDuel read? I was supposed to.
Nah, I thought you was gonna do it
Yeah,
live.
it was in the group chat.
Yeah. But power rankings.
Let's go.
Start off with mines, and I'm gonna change something. So right now, I have the Miami Dolphins still at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about, they playing some really, really good ball. Offensively, defensively, they was able to get Jalen Ramsey back. They'll get X back. So I just feel like right now they're playing really, really well. Philadelphia Eagles, good ball as well. They easily could be at number 1. Jalen Hurts dealing with a knee injury right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tough game against Washington Commanders yesterday, but really, really, really good ball. Detroit Lions at 3. They up 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
Playing tonight. Feel as though they should get this win if we talking about beating the team that you're supposed to beat.
Yep.
And here it's 4 and 5.
Got the Jags over. I'm gonna
put the Baltimore Ravens at 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the Baltimore Ravens at 4. I'm gonna keep the Kansas City Chiefs at 5. And then Jacksonville Jaguars, they will be at 6 right now. So executive decision.
Damn. The Jags go from 4 to 6. They get them up out of there.
4 to 6.
All right.
I got Baltimore Ravens at 4. I got Kansas City at 5. I got my Jags at 6. So that's my power rankings.
All right. Well, you could take that down. I'm gonna just run mine off the top. We're gonna start. Where we started? We're gonna start at 5.
Mm-hmm.
5. Detroit Lions. They play tonight, and hopefully they make me look good. Hopefully they make me look smart, and they get back to their winning ways. Physical ball club on both sides of the ball. Missing Montgomery, which I think is a big piece, but let's see Gibbs get loose tonight. So I'm going Detroit Lions at 5. I got the Kansas City Chiefs at 4. I got the Philadelphia Eagles. No, I got the Miami Dolphins at 3. Miami Dolphins, once again, looking great. Offensively, getting better. Defensively, still looking for that signature win. These 2 teams that are up top have some of those. So I'm going Miami Dolphins at 3. Philadelphia Eagles at 2. Just find a way to win week in and week out. I believe first team to 7 wins with Jalen Hurts at the helm. Not 100%, but still finding ways to get a win. And then at the top spot, Baltimore Ravens. Once again, didn't look gaudy stat-wise this past Sunday, but you watch Lamar Jackson, his offense. You watch what Mike McDonald has been doing with this Ravens defense all year long. I love what I see from that unit, top to bottom. So They are at the top of my Week 8 power rankings right now, going into Week 9. The Baltimore Ravens at the top spot, Philadelphia Eagles, Miami Dolphins, Kansas City Chiefs, and then the Detroit Lions. I mean, you got some good teams out there too. You still got the Jaguars, you got the Bengals. They're coming along. So this top 5 is very fluid, but as of right now, those are my top 5 teams in the National Football League.
That's not bad. That's not bad, man. And you know, that's the way before we get out of here. I had a special man. My shout out to Digby High School, man.
Hey,
they were tied that number 4, man. That number 4 gonna be up in the Raptors, man. So shout out to my high school, man. Digby High School, man. Give me that recognition. You see the bottom. You got the next ones up, man. They ready. They ready. The next one's up, but they came out, show love to Tri-City Hurricanes. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's tough. Going into the rafters, number retired. That's something you dream of as a kid. In high school, you probably wouldn't even think about that. Probably wouldn't think about, having this 4, hung up and framed. I'm sure that was a dope moment for you, for your family. This is on Howard Homecoming weekend too, right?
Nah, this was just.
No, this was This was ran together for me, but this is dope, man. Congrats to you, man. I saw that on Twitter earlier this week. That's leaving a legacy behind, man. So congrats to you on that for sure.
Appreciate you. As always on Monday, man, at the start of the week, man, get your 30 minutes in. Obviously, catch D-Button the guys, man, today.
Third.
Catch them today, ESPN, and on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
What else you got for them before we get out of here?
That's it, man. 4. When made you choose 4 in high school? I know you rocked the deuce in college. I did too. I watched you rock the deuce in high school. Couldn't get it in college, but what made you go with 4 in high school? Man,
my brother wore 4.
Okay.
We went to the same high school, so shit. In basketball, he wore 32. I wore 32. And in football, he wore 4. So, man, big bro, just following footsteps.
Bet. Yeah, get y'all 30 minutes in, man. Start your week off right. Hey, I know some of these places, Indy being one of them, get a little chilly outside. Getting a little gloomy, not as much sun. Make sure you're getting that blood flowing early, even if it is indoor. You got to get on the treadmill, play basketball, pickleball, racquetball, whatever. Get something, man. Get that sweat in. Take care of your body, man. Health is wealth. It's sniffle season too. So get them green juices, get your fluids in, take care of yourself. Kids, they're gonna be bringing home germs and shit. Be good, man. Happy Halloween to everyone that celebrates, to be dressing up tomorrow or probably went trick-or-treating or partying this weekend, man. But we will see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Same time, same place, week. Shit, that'd be week, 9, 10? This shit flying by. Yes, sir.
All right.
Go.
Man to man, yeah, we talking. Man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, 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 yeah, man. That's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing, then hard times ain't so bad. Just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see it, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, man to man, man to man.
Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it.
We gone.